Hey everyone, welcome back to 1 Cent Sports Cards YouTube channel. Today I am bringing you another set review, and this time it is for the much anticipated 2020 Topps Update Series, the third of 3 installments in Topps' flagship baseball line. Now, with everything that happened with the pandemic and the shortened season, is Topps Update Series a late season must? Or is it a set bust? It's time to find out in my 2020 Topps Update Series set guide and review. So it's finally here. It is the 2020 Topps Update Series, and this is my set guide and review where we try and come up with the exclusive 1 cent sensational set rating. What is that, you ask? Well, it's where I take every set from the 2020 card season and break it down into 10 different categories. The categories are appeal, base set checklist, the autos, the variations, the inserts. We cover off on it all. It is the most complete set guide you will find anywhere on the internet. We'll take each one of those categories, give it a ranking from 1 to 10. Then we're going to add up all of those scores, which will give us our exclusive 1 cent sensational set rating, to where we can see how good this set really is and how it stacks up to all of the other sets in the 2020 card season. So how do we get to that? Well, first we'll cover off on the set highlights. I'll go into all the different buying formats that you can get into with Topps Update Series. I'll show you all of the key cards that you'll be chasing in this set. We'll go into all the different parallels you can get, the inserts, the relics, the autos, you name it, we'll cover off on it. And then I'll even show you the 6 teams that I recommend targeting in group breaks. And then I'll give you some opinions on who I think should be collecting, who I think should be staying away, what the overall set positives are, what the negatives are, and that's what brings us to our 1 cent sensational set rating, where we can see how good this set is overall, and then we can compare it to all of the other sets that have come out in the 2020 baseball card season. So let's dig right in. First, let's cover off on the set highlights. First thing to know about Topps Update Series, it is Topps' final flagship expansion set for 2020. Like I said, it is the third of 3 flagship releases for Topps. This year, it's a 300 card base set checklist. There are 29 different rookies that you can find in Topps Update Series and 10 rookie debut cards. For the rainbow parallel, we're going to have 12 different colors, and there's probably some more that we'll discover in retail format, like the yellows from Walgreens, etc. There are rookies, current stars, and retired greats that are featured throughout the set. And there are short prints and super short print image variations, which have become a staple of all of Topps' flagship products. A new addition for 2020 Topps Update Series is the #1 prospect insert, which features 30 of the top prospects from all 30 baseball teams. Then we also have the Derek Jeter insert sets, which celebrate his career. Derek Jeter is featured heavily throughout Topps Update Series. We also have All-Star and Home Run Derby cards that will feature players from 2013 to 2019 who played in those events. So it's a big change from what they've done in the past, which normally features people from this year's midseason classic and Home Run Derby, but obviously that didn't happen. So that is how they worked around that. And then the silver packs do return to the hobby format for Topps Update Series as well. So what are the different buying formats you can get this in? Well, first we've got the hobby. We've got jumbo hobby boxes, which are going to give you 10 packs in a box. There's 46 cards in each pack for 460 total cards. Current price on that, around $245, so a cost per card of about 53 cents. You are guaranteed to get 1 auto and 2 relics per box, and you're going to get 2 silver bonus packs and 1 2020 Topps Baseball Box Loader Patch card, which features iconic cards from the 2020 Topps Baseball card flagship lineup that has a relic in it. Then you can also get a hobby box. Now that's going to have 24 packs in it, 14 cards per pack, so 336 total cards. Cost is about $128 right now, so your cost per card comes down quite a bit to 38 cents. You're guaranteed to get one auto or relic per box, and you also get a silver pack. For retail, tons of different options as well. You can start with a blaster box. That's going to give you 7 packs, 14 cards per pack, 98 total cards for a cost of around 20 bucks. So your cost per card is around 20 cents. And you are guaranteed to get one manufactured relic. For your hanger box, you're going to get 67 cards in it for a cost of around $12. So your cost per card is down to 18 cents. You will get 2 guaranteed inserts and 4 turkey red inserts, and that is going to be your lowest cost per card out of any of the buying formats, retail or hobby. You also have a fat pack, which will give you 32 cards, going to cost you around $6, and the cost per card on that is going to be 19 cents. And you can even get a gravity feed pack, 16 cards in the pack. Cost around $3.50, so your cost per card is 22 cents. Now, the other thing is there probably will be tins, Walgreen hangers, grocery packs, all sorts of different places that you can find this in retail that I haven't covered off on here. And then the other thing to know is if you're in Target, that in Target there is an exclusive Ronald Acuna Jr. highlights insert. We'll cover off on more of that later, but you can only find those in the Target packs. So what are the key cards that we're chasing this time in 2020 Topps Update Series? Well, first, for our base set, you've got a few rookies that I think are going to be the ones that people are going to be looking for. First is going to be Yoshi Tsutsugo. His rookie card is in Topps Update Series. You've got Trent Grisham at card number 83. You've got David Grullon at 157. Zach Green, card number 197. And finally, Randy Arozarena at card number 208. Then we've got our parallels, autos, short prints, relics, inserts, all of that. For the hobby only parallels, I think the gold foil, the black, and the clear are going to be the ones that you're chasing that you can only find in the hobby format. And as always, the short prints and super short prints, a lot of people love collecting those. They're highly collectible. So those have returned. Those are going to be great cards to be chasing. And I think the number 1 prospect insert, which you can see over there at the right, there will be autographed versions of that. Very hard to find, but if you find one, they're going to be holding a ton of value. And it's using that 1989 Topps design for the number 1 prospect cards, which is kind of a nice throwback. Then you've also got the 20 years of a captain. So that's the Derek Jeter insert. You can get patch autos out of there. They can be, they'll be signed. Derek Jeter, like I said, featured heavily throughout this set. And they're even, although they're very rare, about I think it's 10 different cut signatures that you can get of some baseball greats from the past out of this set. And you also have the All-Star Stitches autos. You can get those as a single auto, a dual auto, and you can even get a jumbo patch auto out of there. So the All-Star Stitches, which keep in mind, it does feature people from 2013 to 2019. So some big names in there as well. And you also have autos on the Decade's Best, which is something new for Topps Update Series. I don't believe they had that in Series 1. And then very hard to find, but there are the Topps Reverence autos as well. And don't forget, the silver pack cards are always sought after. So some very nice key cards that we can chase in Topps Update Series. The parallel rainbow, very much like Topps Series 1 and Series 2. Like we said, there's a 12-color rainbow. You've got the gold foil, which is going to be in hobby jumbo packs. You've got gold. You've got the vintage stock. You've got Independence Day black, Father's Day powder blue, which is what you see over to the right, Mother's Day hot pink, Memorial Day camo clear, which is going to be hobby only. And then you've got printing plates and a platinum 1 of 1. So let's cover off on the inserts here real quick. First insert that you're going to have is the 20 years of the captain. Again, Derek Jeter cards. You can see the parallel breakdown there. And then you have the 1985 Topps Baseball. That's going to have 50 cards in it. That is a continuation from Topps Series 1 and 2 with the same parallel breakdown. Then we also have the Decade's Best, which also carries on from Series 1 and Series 2. That's a robust 80-card subset. And then we have a new subset for Topps Update Series, which is going to be called a Numbers Game. That is a 25-card set with a parallel breakdown of blue, black, gold, red, and platinum. And there's more. We've got probably what's going to be the most popular one, the Prospects subset. That's going to have 30 cards, parallels of black, gold, red, and platinum. And like I mentioned earlier, the Target packs will have the Ronald Acuna Jr. highlights. That's 20 different Acuna Jr. cards. And very sought after, you're going to have the sketch cards. The artists are still be determined on that. They haven't released it on the set checklist though. And you can only find those in hobby format. For retail, the Turkey Reds return for 2020. They had those in Series 1 and Series 2, so it continues on an update, and the parallels are a little different there. You've got the blue, the green, and the black, and the Chrome also returns, which will also be retail only with the blue, green, and Superfractor parallel rainbow as well. Now let's get into the autographs. You've got the 20 years of a captain. That's going to have 20 cards, and you can see what those look like over on the right. Then you've got the 1985 Topps Baseball that's got 49 cards in it, very much like we had in Series 1 and Series 2. And then you've got the 85 All-Star Topps Baseball All-Stars, which is also in there, which you can kind of see the parallel breakdown as well. Then you've got the Baseball Stars autos. Those are going to be the ones that I think you'll find the most of in most hobby boxes and jumbo boxes. And then there's the Baseball Stars Dual Auto, which you can see over there on the right with Griffey and Ichiro. Those are only 12 cards and they're each numbered to 5 or less, so very hard to find those. Like I did say earlier, there's cut signatures that you can get in Update Series. 10 of those. They're each will be 1 of 1, obviously. Then we've got the Decade's Best autographs, 39 cards, numbered to 25 or less. We also have a numbers game in an autographed version, 15 cards of that, numbered 25 or less. Then we have the prospect autographs, only 20 cards in that, not 30, and each of those will be numbered to 25 or less as well. The Ronald Acuna Jr. highlights, some of those do come as autos. There'll be 20 of those. You will only find them at Target. And then we get into the relic autographs. We've got the 20 years of a captain commemorative patch autos, which are only available in hobby and jumbo. You've got the 2020 Topps Baseball coin cards. Those are actually only going to be found in your blaster boxes. There's 38 of those. They're each going to be numbered to 10 or less, so a pretty hard pull there. You've got the All-Star Stitches, which is going to be auto patches of past All-Stars, 28 cards in that, numbered to 25 or less, and there is a small red and platinum parallel rainbow. Then you've even got the dual All-Star Stitches, which is 10 cards, numbered to 25 or less, with the same red and platinum rainbow. And there's more relic autographs. You've got the All-Star Stitches Jumbo Patch Auto. That's going to have 19 cards in it, each numbered to 10 or less. And the Jeter's Final Season Commemorative Patch. Those are going to be hobby and hobby jumbo only. Those can be autographed, 9 different cards, each numbered to 25 or less. And you've got the Major League Materials, a staple of Topps flagship. That's going to have 35 cards with 50, numbered to 50 or less, with a small parallel rainbow as well. And then the Topps Reverence autograph patches, 21 cards, numbered to 10. You only find them in hobby or jumbo, and you can also get them in a parallel red or platinum. Very, very cool patch autos there. And then we get into our relics. So for our relics, here's what we're going to have. We have the All-Star Stitches, which is going to be 80 cards. I think you're going to find a lot of these in hobby and probably a few in retail too, with a silver, red, and gold parallel rainbow. You've got the All-Star Dual patches, and those are going to be 9 cards each, numbered to 25. You've got the All-Star Stitches Jumbo Patch, which there's 85 of those. They're each numbered to 5 or less. And you can even get a gold 1 of 1. Then you've even got the All-Star Stitches Triple Relic, which will be 6 cards. Those I think will be numbered pretty small as well. And you've got the baseball coin cards, which is going to be your relic that you get in a blaster box. You can see what that looks like over to the right. There's 50 cards that you can collect in that relic subset. And there's even more relics. We've got the Derek Jeter final season commemorative patch. There's going to be 10 cards in that, exclusive to the hobby format. And Major League materials, 39 cards in that. Probably find a lot of these in a lot of box openings. They've got the black, gold, red, and platinum parallel rainbow, and the Own the Name relic. So there's 80 cards of these, but they're each one of one, and you get the letter. You can kind of see there at the right. You get one letter from the jersey, and you can only find those in hobby and hobby jumbo formats as well. Then finally, you do have the box loader patches, which you will find in hobby jumbo boxes. There's 50 different cards that you can find in that set. So, with all that being said, now that we know everything about what we can actually find in Topps Update Series, what are the teams that we should be targeting in breaks? Well, if it wasn't obvious by now, the best team in this is going to be the New York Yankees, just because of the focus on Derek Jeter that they have in Topps Update Series. But for all of the Yankees that are in this set, you do have 16 different base cards, 83 different autos. The reason that is so high is there is a ton of Derek Jeter autos in this set. So if you like Derek Jeter, Topps Update Series is definitely something that you should be chasing. There is a ton of Derek Jeter autos all throughout this. Plus, there's a bunch of other Yankees in here that are totally worth collecting as well. If you're looking for the rookie cards, the Kansas City Royals have the most rookie cards. Not very many other cards, though. There's only 9 base cards, but 4 of those are rookie cards. So if you chase rookies, the Royals should be a pretty inexpensive buy, and you'll probably get a decent chance at some of those rookie cards. They do have 8 different autos that you can get out of the set as well. I also think that a solid choice, if you're buying into breaks, is going to be the Angels. They have a lot of base cards, 19 different base cards, 23 different autos you can get, 20 different relics. A lot of those are going to be Mike Trout. There's the Joe Adele prospect cards in there, and they even have 15 inserts. So it's a very nice, well-rounded representation for the Angels. So definitely a solid choice to buy into. But if you're looking for the most value, I still think that the Dodgers are going to be the team. Now, they only have 12 base cards, but they do have 21 autos. But a lot of those autos, you know, you're talking about Gavin Lux, you're talking about a lot of Clayton Kershaw, you're talking about some retired greats that they have in there. I believe they even have a cut auto that you can pull out of there, and they have a ton of different inserts, 35 different inserts. And I think the Dodgers, especially because of the World Series, is going to hold some value in 2020. My first sleeper team, going to be the Boston Red Sox. So you've got 15 different base cards in there, so a nice stack of base cards you can get. They've got 20 different autos and 24 different relics. And when you look at the auto checklist, there is a ton of Hall of Fame autos for the Boston Red Sox. So the Red Sox, I don't think, are going to be like a top 5 team off the board, but when you start looking at that auto checklist, you've got a pretty good chance if you hit a Boston auto that it's going to be a Hall of Famer. So don't sleep on the Red Sox. And although I don't know that this quite counts as a sleeper, the Houston Astros, a lot of people down on them because of Trash Can Gate and all of that. But in this set, they do have 17 different base cards, 23 different autos, 23 different relics, 18 inserts. A lot of those autos, there's a lot of George Springer, which he's going to be a marquee free agent. So I expect his cards to kind of go up throughout the offseason. You can get a lot of different autos out of there. So the Houston Astros are another team that I would not sleep on in team breaks for Topps Update Series. So with all that being said, who should be collecting Topps Update Series? First of all, and I say this about basically every Topps flagship set. I do think that traditional collectors, this is the flagship set. If you collect baseball cards and don't collect Topps's flagship set, I don't consider that to be a traditional card collector. Set collectors, if you're adding on to make the extended complete set for Topps 2020, this is one you definitely want to be chasing. It's going to be a fun set to collect. It's not overly hard to complete the set. A lot of these you can find on the secondary market for cheap to kind of fill in the cards that you're missing. And then I also think the image variation chasers, if you like those short prints, the super short prints, Topps always does a fantastic job with those every year. There's going to be a ton of variations all throughout this set, as there is every time one of the flagship sets comes out. If you're a retail shopper, there's going to be a ton of fun retail exclusives for you with the Turkey Red continuation and all of that. So retail shoppers, I believe there will be enough of this that you may actually find some of it on the shelves. So definitely be looking for Topps Update in the retail format. And for the first time I think I've ever said this, you've got prospect chasers who should be chasing Topps Update series. Because this is so new and because of the pandemic and there's not a lot of rookies that they were able to introduce in Topps Update series this year, the prospect inserts I think are going to be kind of an anomaly in the hobby and may hold some long-term value there. I think they're going to be hot cards to chase, especially in that retro 1989 Topps design. So if you're a prospect chaser, I think that insert set is going to be a real fun one for you guys to be collecting in Topps Update. Finally, if you're a Derek Jeter fan, this is the set for you. There is so much Derek Jeter all throughout this set. If you're a Derek Jeter fan, you have to be buying into Topps Update series this year. But there's also a bunch of people that maybe should not be collecting Topps Update series. And first and foremost, and this is maybe the most important thing about this review, if you were expecting to see a lot of new rookies in Topps Update series, which is traditionally something that is very common, a lot of the midseason call-ups, because the season started so late, they are not in this set. You're going to want to wait for Topps Series 1 2021, Topps Series 1, where a lot of those people like Casey Mize, like Joe Adele, Ryan Mountcastle, all of those guys are going to be in Topps Series 1. So you're going to see a lot of rookies in Topps Series 1 2021, but not as many in Topps Update Series 2020. I also think if you're a big hit chaser, there's plenty of big hits to be had here, but because of the amount that they produce of Topps Update series, because it's in retail, because it's hobby, and a lot of people chase this set, the odds on pulling one of those is going to be pretty long, even if you were to buy a case at a time. And I also think that if you're an auto chaser, there's better sets to chase autos. This set is not driven by autographs, although the autograph checklist is very strong in Topps Update Series 2020. But I think the cost per auto is relatively high. The first way to guarantee one, you basically got to get a hobby jumbo box, and those are going north of $200 right now. And there's just better places to find autos, especially considering a lot of them are stickers in Topps Update Series. And if you're a box flipper, because there's not going to be a lot of huge rookie cards in this, I don't think that this is one of those sets that is going to rise substantially over time. And I do think that because of the nature of the hobby of everyone just chasing big rookie cards and autos, that you'll see that the market softens on Topps Update series pretty quickly. I don't think that that necessarily makes it a bad set, but what I do think is just you have so many people so focused on give me the top 3 rookies, give me the top autos, and then let me be done with it. A lot of people don't spend time with the set to actually see if it's good or not. So if you're a box flipper, chances are that you might be able to flip some of this pretty quickly out of the gate. But I do think that a month, 2 months down the road, that you'll see a pretty soft market for this because of the speculation that goes on in the hobby right now. So if you're a box flipper, I'd actually recommend to stay away from it. So what are the positives of Topps Update series? First, I do think that the prospect card insert is a very creative way to balance out the lack of rookie cards. I get that Topps is holding some of them for 2021 and that the way that their production schedule made it really hard for them to get some of the rookies into Topps 2020 that they normally would have got in a normal season. but I do think that having that throwback design is a very creative way to kind of buy you the set a little bit. And then I also think that the relics from the last few All-Star games, the names that are in some of those relic sets are probably better than what you would have got had they just done a straight 2020 All-Star game lineup. I've never been a fan of the All-Star cards, but now with the past All-Stars and some of the names that they put in there, some really big names, and the fact that you can get autos of those, I think that's a pretty good positive. And I love that for the box topper and the hobby jumbo, that they put a relic in there for the box topper. I think that the box topper needed a refresh, and they gave it a nice one there. And then I also like that, hey, look, it's affordable buying options. You can spend $350, you can spend $225, and everything in between. It's an affordable set, which is always good for the everyday collector. And then I also think that the collectability of the Jeter sets are going to be fun for fans of the Yankees, for fans of Jeter, and that is it's a very nice ode. Topps actually signed a contract with Derek Jeter, so I think we're going to see a lot of Derek Jeter cards here in the next few years. But this is a nice way to kind of kick off that partnership that they signed with each other. And then the auto lineup, the auto checklist is really strong on stars and retired greats. I actually think it's a very good auto checklist, and I think they did a real good job of on the autos this year. But there's also some negatives, and probably first and foremost, you've got that the base set checklist, when I say it lacks the usual punch of midseason rookies, it is sparse on rookies, and the rookies that are in there are not some of your top prospect names. And so I think you're probably going to hear a lot of people bashing the base set checklist, and maybe rightfully so, but understanding the circumstances and seeing how Topps adapted to that with some other cards that you can get in the set, it'll be interesting to see how that plays in the long run. And then I also think that the coin cards in the blaster boxes, those weren't any fun in Series 2, and I don't think they're going to be any fun here. Those were printed poor quality. A lot of them came out poorly. They weighed a ton. They don't carry a lot of value, and I wish that they would have come up with something a little bit more creative for the blaster box relic that they include in every one of those. And then I do think that they put a little bit too much emphasis on the past and the base set checklist. There's a lot of active stars, there's a lot of retired stars, but we've got the past All-Star games, the past home run derby, and they talk about the past a lot in the set. And I feel like they could have maybe pulled that back a little bit and said, hey, we don't have a ton of new stuff to put into update series, so maybe make it a 200 card set, a 250 card set rather than a 300 card set. The set checklist kind of gets a little filler with that past stuff. And then we also have the manufactured relics. Now they are the Derek Jeter ones, but I don't like that manufactured relics count as a hit in the hobby format. If you want to include one in there, that's great, but in my opinion, it should be an extra hit. The manufactured relics don't carry a ton of value unless you get it in a parallel or something. So I just hate that counts as a hit, especially if you buy a hobby box, and that could be your only hit that you get. And then finally, you've got sticker autos mixed in heavily with on-card autos. So the sticker auto, I get why they do it, but I just feel like that they could do a little bit better job of getting more on-card autos into the flagship set. So that brings us to our 1 cent sensational set rating. So how does Topps 2020 stack up? Well, we're going to rate it on 10 different categories, and these are the categories. First, appeal. I do think that the appeal of Topps Update, especially over the years, it's been around for a long time. I think the appeal of Topps Update is there. This year, I think it's going to pull back just a little bit because a lot of people know that with the pandemic, this is a kind of an odd set with not a lot of quote unquote new. So normally I would say the appeal is like an 8, a 9, something like that, but I'm going to go ahead and pull it back and call it a 7. The base set checklist. I would love to go higher on this, but we're missing a lot of those mid-season rookies. We are, like I just mentioned, there are some stuff in the past. There's too much stuff from the past in it, and it just feels a little bloated. So I'm going to go ahead and only give it a 3. I would have loved to have gone higher, but I just don't feel I can. However, with the inserts, they did a very good job on the inserts. There's a lot of new ones. And I think that the inserts, especially with the Derek Jeter, if you don't like Derek Jeter, you might give this a little bit lower. But what Derek Jeter meant to the game, and with some of the numbers game inserts, the Turkey Reds, a lot of people like those. I'm going to go ahead and give that a 7. And then with the parallels and the variations, this is one of the best sets. The flagship stuff is one of the best sets to find variations. The parallel rainbow is always good. They're tough finds. They got great resale value. So I'm going to go ahead and give those an 8. And then the auto checklist, I'm going to give that an 8 as well. The auto checklist is, I think, what's going to save Topps Update Series this year. The autos are strong. A lot of the names are strong. That, yes, there is some filler just because of the size of the set and the amount that they produce. However, when you look at the names, I think when you see the autos, you're going to see consistently good autos being pulled. And so I'll go ahead and give that an 8. Our pack odds and production, look, they produce a lot of this stuff. It's Topps Update Series, not produced quite as much as Series 1, but I'm going to go ahead and give that a 3. The card quality, it's a standard baseball card in 2020. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 6. The historical value, I still have to give Topps Update Series its due credit. Historically, Topps Update Series carries a lot of value. I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8. And then with artistic value, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 6.5. I do like the 2020 card design. There's some flaws with it, but I like what they've done with the patches in this set in particular. I like what they did with the Decade's Best stuff. I think they've got very creative with this. So artistic value, I'll go ahead and give it a 6.5. And then the cost value, I give it an 8. Look, it's still an affordable set. There's still some big hits that you can get out of here. Historically, it does hold value. This set might not hold as much as some of the other recent Topps Update sets, but I think it's got its place, especially considering those autos. So, how does, after we add all these up, how does Topps Update Series stack up? Well, we're going to add all these up and we're going to get to a rating of 1 to 5 stars. So as you can see, we'll add up all the scores. If you're a 3-star set, it's a solid set, one that you may want to look into or one that you may want to steer clear of based upon your personal collecting habits. 4-star set, very good set. A set I would recommend most people to buy into. A 5-star set, we have not had one 5-star set, and it's really hard to get 5 stars on this rating system, but that is one that I would say is a legendary set, one that down the road people are going to be looking for. And our 1 to 2-star sets are going to be more value driven and ones that I would probably recommend to stay away from. So where does Topps Update Series land on the 1 cent sensational set rating? Well, its final rating is a 64.5. So a very high 3-star set, almost a 4-star set, but I think because of the base set checklist, I got to pull it back just a little bit. The pack odds, there's a lot of these cards that are going to be out there. And unfortunately, I would love to give it a 4-star set. At the beginning of the season, if you would have told me Topps Update Series was only going to be a 3-star set, I would have said you're crazy. However, because of the base set checklist, there's a lot that a lot of people are going to say is missing. However, if you buy into this set, take a close look at those prospects, take a close look at that auto checklist. There's a lot to be had in this set that I think saves it, and I think there's a lot of hidden value here beyond just the big rookie card. And you still do have a couple rookies in here that could return pretty big. Randy Arozarena being one of them. So it's one of those sets that I'm going to tell you to tread carefully. If you like Topps, if you like the flagship, definitely buy in. I think you might be surprised with some of the autos you get. But if you're someone that chases rookies, and if you're kind of more of a flipper and a speculator, this is probably one you want to steer clear from. So how does Topps Update Series rank among all of the other sets that have come out that I have ranked in 2020? Well, it is the 21st highest rated set that I have reviewed this year out of 55 sets. So it's kind of middle of the road, upper middle of the road. It did not crack the top 10. You can see what the top 10 is there. Bowman Baseball, been up there for a long time, has yet to have a serious contender against it. We've got Topps Chrome and Bowman Chrome rounding out the top 3. And then you can see some of the other sets that we have done on that. So if you like these reviews, be sure to throw over to first, hit that like button for me, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell so that way you can get all of these reviews the moment they come out, so you'll get notified right away. We also do all sorts of different card investing advice on the channel. We do live breaks all the time. And we generally try and have a little bit of a good time here at 1 Cent Sports Cards. You can check out my Patreon page. You can become a member of the YouTube channel at the link below. And I hope you guys enjoy your personal rips of Topps 2020 update series. Let me know if you're buying in the comments below. Let me know what you think about the set. And with that, guys, until next time, be good to your family, be good to your friends, be good to your neighbors, and take care.